Next topic. Coach here. Coach
Coach
Javier Mendez's advice for Khabib Nurmagomedov: hold up for GSP or
retire.
Wow. Okay. Let's see what he said. Okay. I didn't even know if Conor was going to do great that Khabib would even fight him, because he's got to ask his mother's permission first, Mendez said in a recent interview with Submission Radio. You guys got to remember, the key thing is that he has to ask his mother too. I didn't see GSP being offered, and I thought that the only way he was going to come out of it was if GSP was in that picture. But based on what happened, I don't see why he would want to come out and fight anybody. Why? This fight with Dustin is not going to motivate him. He's not looking at the money aspect of it. But if they can put GSP on the table, maybe there's a chance there. And I'm not saying it will happen because I don't know, but I'm saying GSP might be the only one. I've always thought it was GSP because that's what his father wanted. And I think if they can get that one worked out and he can get his mother's permission, I think that one could work. But I don't think anybody else is going to work, period.
I told you. What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
What do you mean? What'd you tell me, bro? Listen, this guy made a whole video about why Khabib would come back if it was $10 million. Or like $100 million, okay? So don't come out here and tell me about GSP, okay? Because you didn't predict any of this. You said from the beginning he would come back if it was big money.
Yeah, okay? I said there's two ways that Khabib comes. $100 million, which doesn't mean necessarily $100 million. It just signifies a lot of money. Or GSP. We have a whole video on that.
2 videos
on our channel. We have so many videos on that. If you guys want to look at that, I was contemplating making a closer look on GSP versus Khabib, but right now Khabib and GSP don't really garner that much attention. It doesn't look like anybody really cares until the fight actually is announced and stuff like that. But
if it's announced,
GSP has always been on the table, or always been a fight that Khabib has been interested in. From back in the day when he was fighting Ali Quinta, I think it was. He was talking about how his father and wants him to fight GSP because GSP is one of the greatest, or the greatest of all time. Khabib has always been watching GSP. He's always been somebody that he's looked up to and admired in the MMA world. The problem is that the UFC has created this narrative where GSP does not want to fight Khabib and Khabib does not want to fight GSP. However, there's so many other signs and just indications that that's not necessarily truly the full story. What's actually happening is Khabib and GSP are willing to fight each other. There's just some small details that need to be ironed out, and the UFC is not willing to put that to pay them what they necessarily want to be paid. If you looked recently at this recent Fight Island, there was a time where the Schmo was doing an interview with the
Schmo.
He was doing an interview with Matt Serra and Dean Thomas, and Khabib just walks by. So Schmo, I don't know if you saw this clip, but Schmo just gets
that was the funniest video of all time. He's like, yo,
Khabib, come. He shakes his head like 3 times, right? So he's like, yo, Khabib, GSP. And Khabib basically says, yo, I'm in GSP's DMs. I'm telling him, let's fight. So there's so many other signals and references where Khabib's in Russia doing a conference, and he's like, oh, I'll come back for 100 million or maybe GSP, something that competitively interests me, right? That's what he wants, and that's what Javier is also referring to. Competitively interesting, competitively speaking, Khabib's already beat Dustin, right? Dustin beat Conor, but what does that really change? Does that mean that
do MMA math here, guys? Remember?
Yeah, you don't do MMA math. So
I mean, I do.
Yeah, you can do it. So what does that really change? And Conor, he's saying, I don't think Conor was ever going to happen, according to these circumstances. And I get it, because what does Conor being Dustin really do for him? Does that make Conor any better? Does that change anything for Conor? I think that was a potential if Conor won, just because of the amount of trash talk and the money that Dana would throw at Khabib. But now that there's no Conor and there's like really Dustin, it's like, okay, I beat Dustin. He interests me, right? I think he will be the lightweight champion, but I don't know if it's worth me coming out of retirement just to fight Dustin again. So what's left is GSP.
Tony Ferguson.
I thought no, Tony Ferguson, man. That fight is never gonna happen. It was never meant to be. It was never.
Too soon.
It was never meant to be. But GSP, I said in the analytical video that we did, I don't know, it was like a month ago or so. I said it would be at the end of 2021, so end of this year. It would be GSP versus Khabib for a not. So one of the issues was, what weight does this happen at? Khabib doesn't want to face a 170-pound GSP. And GSP doesn't necessarily want to cut down to 155. He says it's too hard for me to cut down to 155 because I'm getting older, but also 155 is putting me at a disadvantage and putting Khabib at an advantage because he's used to at 155. He's more in tune with that weight class. So what I proposed was, how about you do a catch weight fight at 162.5, which is in between 155 and 170, and do a greatest of all time title? Because why not, right? Because you
Sound
did
like the wrestling man. The Vince McMahon, WWE.
You did a BMF title. So if the issues are they don't want to fight each other at each other's respective weight class, okay, do a catch weight. You don't want the lightweight title or the welterweight title to be involved? Okay, let's do a greatest of all time title. I think that interests both of them because it brings attraction just like the BMF title did. But this is probably even bigger now because you already have this narrative out there that Khabib is the greatest of all time. And you also have this narrative that GSP is the greatest of all time. So why not just have this mega fight, do it in Russia, 300 million Russia, and have this fight in a huge stadium. Everybody there has the shots for the vaccines, no problem. And just
we love live crowds. We love them. We love them.
You love live crowds especially. So have that fight. Oh my God, I think I don't know if those guys would agree to doing a catch weight. I have no idea, but this is just something that I would propose. I would just be like, listen, Khabib, GSP, Dana, sit down. 162.5, greatest of all time title, one fight, settle everything, and you guys both just never fight again. That's it.
It's like Sasuke and Naruto.
Oh my, yeah. So
oh my God.
That fight could be on a pay-per-view by itself. Like nobody else on that pay-per-view.
Could you imagine that?
It would sell like 2 million easily.
3 million, bro. Three.
I don't know about 3 million, just because like GSP came back against Michael Bisping and didn't even do 1 million. So if
Floyd could do it, Khabib and GSP can.
Yeah, so maybe do a three-way. Maybe do Khabib versus
free for all.
No holds barred versus Khabib.
No holds barred.
Floyd Mayweather. You throw Islam with a surprise entrance. You know, he just comes in.
And then Brock Lesnar out of nowhere.
Oh my God! Imagine, that'd be so good.